night was bursting with escapades, although the mornings were beginning to become quite tedious. It wasn't bad when he awoke next to a warm, willing adventuress, but of late, if he was honest, he was growing a bit bored with them as well. Not so bored, however, that he preferred awakening among the hedgerows. How the bloody hell had he ended his night here? "As Cupid's arrow has struck true in my case," Althea announced, with calm determination and a bit of glee at her recent good fortune. "I cannot help but believe, dearest friends, that you both will join me in betrothal bliss before this season's end." "Chadbourne is one fortunate fellow," Lady Kathryn said. "All of London knows you've completely won him over, and he will make a marvellous husband. He is besotted with you. Absolutely besotted." He imagined his sister blushing and smiling at the mention of the Earl. Althea was equally besotted with the gentleman she was to marry in January. "As I said, like me, you will soon receive offers. I'm positively certain of it. And here is the perfect opportunity to put my prediction to the test." "But is this the best way to go about it?" Lady Jocelyn asked. "To write a letter to the Duke, outlining why he should choose me over all others? It seems rather forward." "The Duke of Kingsland is an extremely busy man, overseeing his vast estates and increasing his fortune, by all accounts," Lady Kathryn said. "He doesn't have time to court one woman after another until he finds one who might be suitable. I think he's brilliant to come up with this strategy." The Duke of Kingsland, the most eligible and sought-after bachelor among the ton. The man avoided the social scene, stayed in London only long enough to see to his duties in the House of Lords, and never lost at games of chance. As far as Griffith knew, the Duke had few close friends. He wielded wealth, power, and influence in equal measure, thanks to a title that had carried weight for generations, which might explain the advert he'd placed in the Times, encouraging the daughters of peers to write him, explaining why he should consider them as a potential duchess. Audition for him, through the post. He would announce his selection at a ball he was hosting the last evening in June, would court her the remainder of the season, and if he found her to be as appealing as her letter indicated, he would marry her before the end of the next season. Neat and tidy, and so deuced boring. Griffith preferred to experience that first unexpected hint of allure, of interest, and then to explore the potential in a slow, seductive unraveling that revealed commonalities, differences, and secrets. He liked discovering how everything came together to make a woman intriguing. Some things he discovered before he bedded her, some things during, some things after. But always he enjoyed uncovering the various parts that created the whole. Even if, when the whole took shape, he lost interest, he still relished the journey. For him, it was always about savoring the discoveries, appreciating each nuance as though it was a fine wine he'd never before tasted. "I'm not certain it's brilliant," Lady Jocelyn said. "It wasn't. It was damned lazy. It was an injustice to the woman, reduced her to a list of attributes, as though she was no more important than cattle. Besides, could a woman even know herself well enough to understand what any particular man might fancy about her? But I suppose there is no harm in writing him. It's not as though I have suitors falling at my feet." "Jolly good. I've always found competition encourages us to call to our better selves," Lady Kathryn exclaimed heartily, causing insidious pain to travel through Griffith's ears and brain. He couldn't hold back his groan of discomfort. "What the deuce was that?" his sister asked, and he wished he could curl into a minuscule ball or scooch his way around to the side of the house.